encounter.
But no, actually,
It feels very
Hello and welcome to the Unwanted Opinion Podcast, the show which me and my friends give our unwanted opinions on all things film. My name is Lewis and I'm joined today here with Kyle.
hello, and just me.
Hello,
today.
and no Gonzalo. Yeah, no Gonzalo. The guy. Well, what was the guy up to? The guy's like on a plane. He told us last minute.
No, he's coming over to spend Valentine's with his girlfriend. I did point out to him that Valentine's is on Saturday, and I don't know if he knows how calendars or how flights work, but he is.
We know time is his biggest weakness.
Yeah, time and watching films is his biggest weakness. Two things
That's
I really
true,
don't know if are fantastic for a podcast, but he technically is the founder, so we can't really kick him out. So it's gonna be a quick short one today because not much was released. The only kind of major nobody saw Melania.
No one saw Melania.
No one saw Melania. I don't know if you watched the Mark Kermode review on that.
Of course I did. It was so sad watching him review that.
It was just the way he said when he paid money, he felt dirty. He felt like actually dirty.
And the bit where he said it's the most depressing time he's ever had at a movie theater. Put that on the poster. That's fantastic.
And that comes after him reviewing Fire and Ash Avatar 3.
Yeah.
Which I'm really surprised. Quickly, we're going to dive in.
What have you got on the docket for us, Kyle?
We're going to quickly talk about the Super Bowl. Because obviously, in the past, Super Bowl has been huge for spots and trailers for up-and-coming projects in the year.
Absolutely.
Notably, what was absent is Marvel, which was actually kind of surprising for me. I thought this was going to be a huge thing. And funnily enough, Robert Downey Jr. posted a thing with a very doomsday-themed jersey for the Super Bowl. They said that they weren't showing anything Doomsday or Spider-Man Brand New Day. And that really shocks me. Brand New Day comes out in July. And
those are two of the potentially biggest films of the year, and Marvel has not done any spot for them. Yeah, which is really or even other Disney stuff like Toy Story 5, no spot.
Toy Story 5 was also
no Moana live action.
Moana live action. Hoppers, Pixar's Hoppers was the only one to get one.
True.
I did see a thing about. So apparently there's a June 3 trailer ready to go.
Okay,
but there's a specific thing happening that they're waiting for before they release it. Can you guess, Lewis, what it is?
A Warner Brothers film.
Well, no. It's something to do with what they want to do to the June 3 trailer.
Oh.
And it involves text. And I want to see if you can pick up on this.
Text.
And
they need...
They're waiting for They're waiting for a big event to happen before they can adjust the text.
A big event. A big annual event?
Annual event. Think about what
okay.
June 3's top actor. Has he got something that he might be getting in a few weeks?
The Oscars. The
Oscars. So
right,
apparently they are genuinely waiting to see if they can put Academy Award winner Timothée Chalamet. Because you know how they do that on the text of the trailer. So apparently that is genuinely the reason they're holding off, because they think it'll get more viewership if they can get Academy Award winner Timothée Chalamet, which I think is just funny.
They should just have it ready to play like the moment the Oscars end. Like as soon as Best Picture is done, they just do a big TV spot for it. And
it'd be hilarious if like the person forgets and it just goes insert text here, Timothée Chalamet. Yeah, and it's like
they're not clicked to it.
So a lot of things were missing, but so we'll quickly run through. So I said Hoppers, Pixar's Hoppers, about a girl who puts her mind into the robotic.
The bits I've seen from that look quite funny, actually.
I'm going to see it.
It's quite good.
I think Pixar is great. The newest Minions, which has been titled Minions and Monsters, which follows a group of minions in Hollywood that want to make it big, and they want to make a Minions versus Kaiju, and they summon a baby Cthulhu.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a really integral question about Minions here.
Yeah.
Where does this land in the Despicable Me timeline?
I have no bloody clue. I'm guessing. I would say it's. I can't tell you.
Is it still a prequel to Despicable Me, or is it like?
I don't know, because the last Minions was the Rise of Gru,
which is a sequel to Minions, but a prequel to
to Minions. Do you know what? These fuckers have really just taken over.
Yeah.
But anyway, that seems to be good, and that was also one of my predictions for the $1 billion club. The Mandalorian Grogu. Nobody cares. Really, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
They've already said that apparently the faith of this kind of franchise or characters has already dwindled, because apparently the Mando versus Dave Filoni crossover film, which was going to be the kind of Thrawn centered heir of the Empire film, is apparently considering to change to a limited series in Disney Plus based on the performance of this movie. They don't have faith in it.
It looks like a TV movie. It looks bad. It looks bad,
and I don't think there's a plot, and I think that's why they're hiding it. Apart from that, we got a wee snippet of Supergirl. Again, highlighting more her kind of early days on Krypton, because you get a baby Krypto. I'm interested for this film. I
saw a bit of the spot, and it finally hit me what this looks like. I mean, keep in mind, quite different. It looks like it's taken elements from Hancock. Do you remember the Will Smith movie Hancock?
Oh my god, yes!
Because it was her with the sunglasses on, sitting there
the
like she doesn't
hero.
care. Yeah, I was like, this looks like Hancock, obviously with bigger visual effects and like alien stuff. But I was like, it just
funny.
gave me the vibe of Hancock.
That's incredible. That's an incredible pull, Hancock. What I'm gonna have to rewatch that now. So yeah, apart from that, Disclosure Day.
The first half Hancock's good.
Yeah, we got 60 seconds of Disclosure Day, kind of giving us a wee bit more.
Yeah.
Is this kind of Invasion of the Body Snatchers sort of vibe?
Yeah, I'm so intrigued by it. Like, I thought the first trailer was just okay. This spot, it's doing what good marketing does, and that is okay. My interest is now growing. It's growing. I think this TV spot is pretty cool.
And what they also do
where is this going? Yeah,
because they do kind of really. Because obviously for a while it was the untitled Steven Spielberg UFO film, and obviously at the end of the teaser they do kind of show a really close encounters, almost Nope-esque sort of USO coming out, so you kind of know what you're getting into. And I like I said, this was one of my most anticipated from the year, so I'm really happy.
Me too.
To round up, we got a final trailer plus a spot for Project Hail Mary. Me and Liz were talking about this extensively before we start recording.
True.
I think this is going to be huge. I think they are really putting emphasis on it, because I think they know it's going to be a moneymaker. I think they know it's going to hit the awesome visuals, sci-fi, the comedy, the heart. I think it's going to hit all of them, as well as, like I said to you, Liz, because I was warning you not to look at Lego are making a set about this, and this is absolutely bizarre. It's like, why this is, they're really putting eggs in a basket here, and I think it'll pay off. I think it'll pay off.
I don't really know what the buzz is though around like general audiences for this.
It's the thing is, so the buzz I get is I hear people in my work and I hear what they say about film, because I'm known as the person who likes to watch films, and they're like, this really intrigues me, because he's like, a lot of people are pulled in for Ryan Gosling. They really really love him, and a lot of people are saying like it looks kind of like a cool sci-fi thing. A lot of people I've heard going, I love The Martian. I'm kind of intrigued to see what this one is.
$150 million budget as well, so they haven't gone super crazy with that. I was kind of worried it would be pushing 200.
In fairness, a lot of it is supposedly there. He's mostly in the ship, in his present day. So like they could have made a giant set, and then he just kind of walks around it.
But the thing is, the last like big Ryan Gosling action
the Fall Guy
was Fall Guy, and that was a little bit of a disappointment. So hopefully we don't have another Fall Guy in our hands here. I mean, I'm very intrigued by it. I mean, like I said, I'm determined to read this book before it comes out.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people behind it. There's a lot of there's already fans of it. The Fall Guy, I don't think anybody really knew of the 60s TV show, The Fall Guy.
No, they didn't.
And I don't think there's many people going, oh my god, they're doing a 2025 adaptation of the 60s thing.
Exactly.
Anyway,
True.
Let's get into the actual reviews. We'll start off, first of all, with Fallout Season 2.
Okay.
Amazon Prime's post-apocalyptic drama based on, obviously, the game that is owned by Bethesda, but didn't obviously start at Bethesda. So, did you watch Season 1, Lewis?
Kyle, I've not watched any of it.
You've not watched any of it?
I've not watched any of it, and look, it's because. Look, I was going to, and then I don't know. I've not been big into the Fallout games. I tried to play 3 once. Wasn't a fan of it. I'm not a big fan of Bethesda games in general. I know that's kind of slander. But
No. I completely get it. Yeah, no, I completely get it. I know the kind of games you play, and I'm not surprised that Bethesda's not the kind of game you like.
Guys. If you want the combat needs to be better. I'm sorry, I'm not into the.
I know. You're a big Souls arcade person.
Yeah.
Like yelling at your copies of Dark Souls in the corner of a room. I know you're.
That was Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. Apologies. So yeah, but anyway, so right, I have played Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 extensively. A lot of hours being put into those games, and I really like the universe. I really like the kind of. Comical sense and the kind of alternate history. Big fan of just anything alternate history. Been rewatching For All Mankind on that point, just so you know.
Oh my god, that's a show I got desperately to watch as well.
So anyway, season 1 of Fallout came out 2 years ago, and they released it all in one batch, and I really liked it. I thought they really managed the stories of the 3 main characters, which was Ella Pullen's Lucy, who was a vault dweller. Walton Goggins the Ghoul, whose character was before the war and is in present day, because for context, those ghouls don't die, they kind of keep going. And then Aaron Moulton, who is part of the Brotherhood of Steel, who I don't know if you've ever seen any promotions, those guys in the big kind of power armor stuff.
I'm aware of like some of the factions and stuff.
Yeah. And when the first season ended, it ended with Lucy and the Ghoul teaming up to go and find her father, played by my namesake, Kyle MacLachlan, who is amazing. Who is amazing in this show. He's just fantastic all around, to be honest. Chasing him in.
I should watch it just for him.
Yeah, you should. Chasing him into Las Vegas, which is always a huge thing because the spin-off, not a spin-off game, I shouldn't say that. It was technically made by a different developer than Bethesda, so it's not called Fallout 4, but Fallout New Vegas, which is probably the fan favourite of the franchise.
Yeah, that's the big one.
And yeah, we start off there, and this season, again, it is fantastic sets, fantastic props. They introduce Deathclaws, which are a kind of villain, and they do them in some puppetry sort of stuff, and you're like, this is really awesome. What I'm gonna, I'll start with what I didn't like about this season of the show. They kept going with the multiple storylines to the point that there was more than I could handle, and there were certain storylines where it would follow Lucy's brother and his. So the idea is, obviously, if you don't know the show, all the vaults, they're not perfect. All of them are technically a social experiment, and the war was started by Vault-Tec and all that jazz. And you follow Lucy's brother, who's played by. His name's just completely gone from me. He's the guy that was. Moses Arezes. I can't. He's known for portraying Rico in Disney's Channel's Hannah Montana, and that's all I remembered from before.
Rico, oh my god!
No way. Yeah, right. Okay, so I love how you actually know. I love how you actually know that. That's brilliant.
Okay. That's great. Oh, so good. He's still doing stuff. I didn't know he was still like acting in that.
So, another reason for you to watch this show. It follows the storyline that follows his character with the occupants of Vault 32, and man, they could have clipped all the sequences of his storyline together, and it could have done half an episode. It was really not needed. As well as the followings of other characters. So I do feel there was a wee bit too much juggling, especially when the other kind of stories, being Walton Goggins' characters, present day journeys with Lucy, as well as the past pre-war, where he's kind of finding out the lore and everything behind why the war started. And obviously because of the Vegas setting, he interacts a lot with Robert House, who's a big player in the Fallout games, played in this version by, and I was going to completely say the wrong person's name, Justin Theroux, not Louis Theroux. It's
Justin
his cousin.
Theroux's in this as well.
Justin
Oh
Theroux's
my
in this,
God.
and I was about to say Louis, and I was like, that's the wrong one, Kyle. Justin Theroux. Shit, I said it. Justin Theroux, who plays Robert.
Anyway.
I pre-warned myself. It's like, don't do it. Justin Theroux, who plays Robert House, the CEO of Robcorp Industries and the ruler of New Vegas, and he's fantastic. House is again a big kind of antagonist in the Fallout New Vegas games, and he just does it so well. The kind of snarkiness, the kind of the pencil mustache, the giving a bit of Madman vibes, and it was really great. And he was fantastic in it. As so was Ella Pruitt's Lucy. Really kind of she was such a kind of goody two shoes in the first season, and she's kind of really having to adjust to the wasteland and what you become in the wasteland. Apart from that, you get so many great references to the games. There are some that you're a wee bit more like, because I watched it with my girlfriend, she didn't play the games as much, and there's a bit more of me going, Robert Downey.
Look!
Shit! Sorry! Completely just back of my mind. We got the first trailer for The Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Oh, yeah. When did that come out?
That came out at the Super Bowl spot. I forgot about that one.
Why has that come to your mind right now during our Fallout review?
Because we were talking about the meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I had no idea that dropped. What the fuck?
And that's what it came into my head.
Anyway, sorry. Get back on track. Yeah.
Sorry. I was like, oh my god. And it really kind of sets up season 3, which is going to introduce the Enclave, which is like another superstitious faction of the universe. Overall,
so this is definitely getting a season 3 like quickly.
Yeah, they've decided they're starting to churn these out a lot quicker. They've said,
good.
Amazon knows.
I feel like I'm so sick of TV shows taking 5,000 years to make 8 episodes.
I know, and I was sitting down and I was like, season 5 of For All Mankind's coming out. She said, when did it start? And I was like, I don't know, 2019, 2020. She went, you're telling me they made 5 seasons in like 7 years? I was like, yeah. She went, that is bloody impressive. And I was like, so yeah, I know another really, really solid season of Fallout. The only thing is a bit too much of the storylines, but the thing is, whenever you got back to the storylines that you liked, they were solid. They were filled with great character moments, great action, comedy, and just sets as well.
And would you say this was equal or better or worse than season 1?
I would say it's worse in the sense that season 1 had fewer storylines.
Okay, more focused.
It was a bit more focused. I'm saying that were there less storylines? There was less. No, maybe there was the same amount of storylines with characters, but there was more characters that were in the same locations, so it felt like less storylines. Whereas every character for most of it, except for kind of Lucy and the Ghoul, are in separate locations for most of it. You get it's Thingamajig McCulloughlin. He's Kieran, not Kieran. The main one. What's the main one called?
Oh, Kieran. Wait.
No,
Kieran. No. Are you calling Macaulay Culkin?
Macaulay Culkin. Sorry.
Sorry. My god, this cast is fucking mental.
Yeah,
you got Rico Mavanavatara. You got Kyle MacLachlan. You got oh my god, I literally just said his name. Macaulay Culkin. So too many Culkers.
Yeah.
And then you got Justin Theroux. This is mental. I can't believe this cast.
Who plays part of the Legion. There's the new caliber. There's a huge amount of stuff with Vegas here. And I would say like the practical sets as well. Every time I see one of those power armors come on screen, I'm like, that's so funny. They look slightly hilarious, but they're fully practical. And I can't give them grief for them looking a wee bit stupid because they're fully practical. Yeah. Anyway, it's a solid 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for this season. Last season was an 8 out of 10. It drops a wee bit just because of the too many story arcs, but would I immediately turn on season 3? Yes, I would, and I think that's what it says.
They got you.
They said so. Yeah, a good season. Amazon, Amazon are pretty solid with their kind of output of material, I would say. But yes, anyway, I'm gonna move on again. Unless Lewis wants to review a film that came out 12 years ago.
Okay, I'll do a 1 minute review. I saw Interstellar again in IMAX because my girlfriend had never seen it, and of course we're going to go see that. And it was fantastic. I've seen it in that Glasgow IMAX Science Centre 4 times now, and it doesn't get any worse. It's great. It's a great time. Carry on.
Fantastic. Sorry. So yes, I'm going to come now to Sam Raimi's Sent Help. Right? What he's not
even get to the plot first. Oh my god, spoilers.
Sent Help follows Rachel McAdams, Linda Liddell, who is working as a leadership and strategist at a big corporate firm, and she's been buzzing for this promotion. She leads a kind of very, she goes home, she's got a wee little parrot bird that she talks to. Her favourite show is Survivor. She's obsessed with the wilderness, and she's been, she gets, undermined at work. She hands in reports. People take the reports and hand them off as their own, and she doesn't really say much. And she's been buzzing because the CEO said that when it's time, she's going to get this promotion to the VP. However, CEO dies, and his son, who is Bradley Preston, played by Dylan O'Brien, comes in and essentially says to Linda, listen, I don't think you're executive material, because he's very much a frat boy. He's giving it to his mates. They're joking about pulling golf and all that stuff. He's like, listen, we've got this merger in Bangkok. Come with us on the plane. Maybe if you play right, you might get the VP.
So is he lying though?
He's bullshit. He's never gonna make her VP.
He's bullshit.
He needs some work done on something for this merger. And on the plane, an incident happens, and they become stranded on an island. And obviously, like I said, it's very important. Linda is a huge fan of Survivor. And there's a point in it where when the boys are making fun of her audition tape for Survivor. And I know, and you feel really sad. And then Linda lands on this island with Bradley, and they have to learn to work together with Bradley being injured, and Linda is now becoming the boss.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's all I'll say. And what else can I say? But thank God Sam Raimi has done this. As a redemption from his last movie. And do you know what's the thing is that I saw something, apparently he said he felt really bad of how the studio Marvel treated Rachel McAdams in Multiverse of Madness, and he wanted to work with her again, and that's what led him to cast her in this film. And I was so glad. And yet this film, Lewis, what a time, by the way. What a time.
Yeah.
The main focus here is the somewhat chemistry of Rachel McAdams and Dylan Bryan's characters, and just the absolute mental power play that goes between the two of them on how this kind of goes, right, who's in charge, who's not in charge. Quite a bit of comedy as well, and then there is some.
I've seen the trailer. It looks a bit funny, yeah.
And then there's some horror.
At
some points he decides to just turn it into Evil Dead, right?
Yeah.
And there's a few jump scares that had me going, huh, and had Hannah, my girlfriend, screaming at the top of her lungs.
Oh my god!
As well as some
it doesn't look super scary from the trailer. It looks
does.
More like.
See, the thing is, it's not super scary, but Sam Raimi just decides to turn it up to 11 at like 4 times, and just to kind of go, you know what, you're getting this, I'm gonna do this to 11 and you're gonna like it. And I'm gonna go into non-spoilers because you haven't seen it, and I really want you to see this. I really want you to see this film. But
I'll try and see it at some point this week.
Yes, and there's a lot of kind of power dynamics where Linda starts maybe going a wee bit too unhinged with how she's kind of treating this, and maybe she doesn't want to leave the island, maybe she likes it, maybe she's finally thriving where she wasn't. And Dylan O'Brien's character is wanting to get rescued all the time, and like I said, there is just really great tension between the two characters. Rachel McAdams is really great in this. She is so good.
She's always great. I love Rachel McAdams.
She kind of starts as a character that feels like a very timid version of her character Mary from About Time, and then she ends it in the most insane polar 180 of all. and there's some gore, there's some, like I said, jump scares, and for the runtime of 2 hours, maybe it could have been maybe we could have trimmed a wee bit off, maybe we could have trimmed a wee bit off of 2 hours. I feel this
is the island faster sort of thing.
Not even at the island faster. I think there's just the idea is that you had to kind of give the audience the illusion of how much time had passed on the island, because I think you had to have this longer time period for these sort of like resentments and emotions and kind of Cabernet fever, except on an island, grow and grow and grow. But yeah, honestly, it was so good to see Sam Raimi back in what he's doing best.
Yeah, and exactly in his wheelhouse.
In his wheelhouse, and it's solid for that. And I mean, I don't know how much it'll make because it was a budget of 40 million. It's made like 50 something now.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, like it will surely probably get to 100 million worldwide. So
I hope so. But I can't say much more just because I don't want to. And okay. I would
I don't want to talk about it.
No, I don't want to spoil anything for Lewis here.
No worries.
But I was very pleased at the ending. I was a happy fella watching this film, and I'm gonna give it's a solid 8 out of 10 for me.
Great.
I'll need
to check out this week.
A really great time. And yeah, it was just really great to see Sam Raimi being able to direct something again after his previous attempt.
Marvel.
Yeah, I think we were discussing when we first saw Multiverse of Madness, the most bits that infuriated us is that when you saw that it was like certain scenes when they actually allowed Sam Raimi to direct, and you were like, why don't you just let him direct the whole thing? And then we have now, and we've got an entire film of it. So yeah, that is Send Help. Highly recommend going to see it. If you don't, I will be very upset with you. So yeah.
Sorry, what did you say there?
Sorry?
I actually just got that back. What did you say that last bit there?
Oh, I was just saying, please go see this film. And if you haven't, I will be very annoyed. So yeah, that's Survivor. That's not Survivor. That's Send Help. She loves Survivor, but it's Send Help.
Wonderful. Let's Send Help. Well, okay. Well, that kind of wraps up a very shorter episode today. Not much has been happening in the world of film this week, but Kyle doing the heavy lifting, watching TV shows and films for all of us to talk about.
You're welcome. Honestly, I'll do it. I'm humbled. I'm a humble man. But yeah, hopefully next week we'll be talking about a very faithful adaptation of Wuthering Wait, what is it called?
Wuthering Heights.
Heights. I was like, wait.
We will be back. We'll be back next week with Emerald Fennell's adaptation of Wuthering Heights, which has already sparked a bit of controversy, but we'll all get into all that next week. So until then, Kyle just gave his opinions on Send Help and Fallout Season 2. By the end of the day, those were his unwanted opinions. Thank you very much.